Hey, this is Oren Zucker, and I wanted to show you our new animated font, LightSpeed. LightSpeed was actually shot old school, using a real flashlight and 16mm film using a long exposure. So all the quirks, grains, and imperfections you see are the real thing. It's not digital or CG. Here's how it works. You can certainly set LightSpeed by hand, but that's a bit of a pain, especially if you have a lot to set. So we made it compatible with Characteristic, a great script by Michael Delaney that automates the process of setting animated fonts. I won't go over Characteristic in much detail, but you can check it out in a tutorial on aescripts.com. First, open up the project. You'll get a message that it needs to be converted if you're working in CS5, 6, or CC. This is normal, don't worry about it. From here, open up the LightSpeed 01 folder and find the controller comp. This comp controls the overall look of the font within each folder. You'll notice there are 4 LightSpeed folders in the project. Each one has its own controller. We did this so if you wanted different settings within the same project, you'll have 4 opportunities to do that without having to duplicate the project and re-import it. It's really just for your convenience. I'll continue and you'll see what I mean. When you select the control layer, you'll see a set of sliders appearing in the effects control box. The loop speed, how fast it transitions in, bounce, random scale, the color, and the color randomness. By default, the speed is set to 100. That means it's going to be 30 frames per second. If it were to set to 50, it would run at 15 frames a second. The rest is pretty self-explanatory. I want a 10-frame transition, a bounce, no random scale, and I want it to be blue, with no variation. Now you can go back and change these anytime, even after the build, so don't get too caught up in the tweaking just yet. Now launch Characteristic, select a folder, set it, create a comp, select the comp, and type in your text, and hit Create. The first thing that you'll notice is that the letters are cut off. This is because they're meant to be used in the additive transfer mode. There's no alpha. Each letter pre-comp is set that way, so all you have to do is click the Collapse Transformations button and it'll work. Now you can select the null and position and scale it the way you want. Okay, I mentioned you have 4 folders to play with. I'll tell you why. Let's say I want one line to be blue and the next to be red. I could put an adjustment layer on this and cut a mask, but it might be easier to go and just change the settings in the control layer. If I were to do that in the LightSpeed 1 folder, it would change my original text. So the way to get around it would be to go to the LightSpeed 2 folder, select the controller comp, select the layer, and make the adjustments there. Now I go to my build comp, select LightSpeed 2, set the folder and Characteristic, type in my text, select the comp, and create. Now I just collapse the transformations, move it around, scale it, and I'm done. That's pretty much it. I also included 5 HD time-lapse bonus clips, also shot on film, and you can use these as backgrounds, fills, transitions, or whatever. And that is LightSpeed. Hope you enjoy it.